Hey there and welcome to Video Game Appreciation Channel. Okay, right, welcome. I'm your host, Charlie Sheen, not the Tiger Blood AIDS guy, no relation. We gotta go fast, because this Sonic episode, Sonic gotta go fast, Sonic's hooked on crack. He'll do anything to get that hit, he's desperate. Right, so today we got a little of this, we got a little of that, this, that, all kinds of shit, all that stuff. And more, get your hemorrhoids bulging. Starting to come down now. This episode is equal measures proctology and substance abuse.
So if you're sensitive to that kind of issues, you better sit your ass down, you disgusting
butt junkie. Right, so this week's episode is a bit of a hidden gem, we're covering Sonic the Hedgehog, and it tells the story of a beloved children's book character who kind of drops out of college and starts hanging out with the wrong people, and before you know it, he's doing crack, he's selling himself on the streets and getting these crazy hemorrhoids as a result of, the previously mentioned stuff, and also his crazy high blood pressure because of all the crack. And
just gotta get one more hit, man.
Right, so before we get into the game, I just want to throw a shout out to our sponsor, Crack. Do you still remember those innocent childhood summers? Well, after trying crack, you're gonna feel so stupid you thought ice cream was the best thing ever. Yummy, yummy crack. Mama, give me my crack.
Give it.
Okay, so the plot of this game is that you're controlling Sonic, who has the aforementioned ailments, and you're just kind of racing through these levels and, destroying these robots, these badniks, and trying to get to your Proctologist in time before your ass explodes, and trying to get your next crack fix before your head explodes, and it's fun, it's you're going fast, and it's impressive for its time. The visuals are cool, and you're going fast, and did you know this game was actually published and released in 1991, and the game console it was on was Sega Genesis in the United States and Sega Mega Drive in Europe. What'd you think of that? The coolest fucking console name ever, Mega Drive, way in the future they're gonna release a sequel, and you're gonna go to the store with your mom, which is pretty weird because you're not 51 and she's dead, but anyways, you're going to the store and then she's like, honey, would you like an Xbox 720 Tailfish, and you're like,
fuck that, give me my Mega Drive to I'll cap your motherfucker.
Mega Drive bowling, bitches hold on, never graduate, but I ate your lunch and cash your paycheck, checkmate, mother. Mega Drive bowling, not quite gangster rolling, but petty theft, pickpocket, possibly shoplifting. Okay, when you first boot this game up, you get to Green Hill Zone, and this is basically what made the game famous in the first place. It features all those beloved traits of the series. It's a fast level, you get top speed, you're blazing through the scenery and enjoying these fun, colorful graphics. And then when you get further and further in the game, you'll notice that the devs, they don't know what makes the game series fun, because they're actively trying to impede your speed. You're going top speed and then there's boom spikes out of nowhere, and then you get these drill guys jumping from the floor and jamming a drill up your anus, and everything's just trying to stop you from going fast. And then you get to the labyrinth zone, which is basically Sonic's come down from his crack high and now you're going all slow-mo and you're swimming in this jelly and it's so sluggish and you gotta get those air bubbles, and it's just this level is what makes most of the players quit this game because it's so frustrating. Your goal is to get to Dr. Egg Person, who's your proctologist / drug dealer, but the problem is, crack isn't cheap and neither is hemorrhoid surgery, so you gotta collect these coins on the way, rack up that cash to pay for that stuff, and sometimes you even find this big ring which kind of throws you into this frenzied crack psychotic breakdown, and you just roll around in these diamond mazes and I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm sorry to say, but we're having a bit of financial trouble with the series, so we've had to take on a few more sponsors, so here's a
Snuggly the Cuddle Turd. Cuddle with Snuggly the Cuddle Turd. Snuggly the Cuddle Turd is made in India because of all the spicy food.
Okay, we've come to the part of the show where if you're on Adderall, you should take your Adderall, and if you're not on Adderall, you should take Ritalin.
Maybe just some crack.
Okay, because you need maximum lightning, folks, for this. Left goes left, you should never go left. Right goes right, that's the way to go. Top speed, jam that right button down, motherfucker, jam that button. Cruising, bowling down the street. Up looks up, down ducks. You can't do the spin dash, because Sonic didn't invent it yet. He was too high on crack. And then you got a jump button, and that's it. Not even that. Other button. The good thing about having a proctologist as your drug dealer is that he can really safely, jam that stuff up your rectum, and you can, smuggle it without fears of it bursting inside you. And you can trust a professional, really. Look at this guy, he like exudes an aura of professionalism. Now you might have noticed there's no animals on the island or any of the stages. They've all been replaced with these robotic like animal beast hybrids, and basically this is not your average tale of man versus machine. This is mammal versus machine man. Now, on the subject of crack addiction, did you know that you can actually make your own crack? It's very easy. Just look the instructions up online, or maybe watch some Breaking Bad or stuff like that. Or maybe they're making meth in that one. I'm not really sure. They're both great. They're all great. Just pick one. And like all popular physicians, Dr. Eggperson is notoriously hard to get to. Other doctors, they don't have their like schedules open, but this guy like takes it a notch further. He's got all these crazy contraptions, and he's like actively fighting you to like try to stop you from getting to his office. So the moral of the story really is, never trust doctors. They're all assholes. Some are trying to get you hooked on opioids, and some are trying to get you hooked on crack, but they're all assholes, and they won't take a look at your asshole. They're just running away. Okay, so we're nearing the last part of our show, the evening of our show, or in crack terms,
35 a.m. Where the f*** is crack?
Please,
Where's
Sonny,
the crack?
don't.
Where'd you hide the crack, man? I need that crack. Where's the f***ing crack? You need to give that f***ing crack to me. What the f***? I'll kill you.
But substance abuse is a real issue in the United States and across the world, and I think it's time for Tip of the Day. Right, this one is a non-mountain lion specific tip. So, if you ever happen to find yourself driving while inebriated, which you of course shouldn't do, your best bet is to turn off your headlights and move to driving on the sidewalk with maximal speed. This way, most pedestrians will be killed immediately and will not report you to the authorities. This way, you can preserve your driver's license to kill.
This pedestrian saying you're right on. You better not put the pedal to the metal and smash
Right, so closing remarks, this game is crack, I wouldn't recommend it to crack, but if you can get past the crack, it's crack, all I can think about now is crack, because, who cares about a fucking computer game? When you try crack, that's the way to go, crack, meth, whatever, all those things that like, rev you up, Sonic likes crack, I like crack, you better try crack, if you're not doing crack,